Okay, we will start the session now. We've just gone over 12:30. And okay, so thanks everyone for joining us today. We pretty good turnout. If anyone has any questions at the end of this or even during it, please, by all means, put them into the questions area. I'm assuming everyone can hear me okay. If you can't, I'm sure someone will flag it with me pretty quickly. So today we're going to run through Mobile X, and we're going to talk about what it is and how it fits into the Sage CRM space. And then we'll give a demo of some of the features, and we'll talk about it really as a platform, I suppose, for delivering really comprehensive, useful mobile solutions, rather than just being a ticking the box kind of exercise. It's a solution designed to actually deliver real solutions to people on their mobile phones. And then probably in reverse, then I will then say who we are, and I'll talk about some resources and licensing and the like. Oh yeah, so I should mention that the format for the demo is going to be a video here on the right hand side of this PowerPoint that I have. And the reason I'm showing you video is because what we want to do here is actually show you in an actual mobile phone itself. So we use a tool called Air Server to demonstrate the mobile phone. And so what I'll do is I'll stop and I'll highlight areas that are being clicked as the video goes on. And it just kind of gives you a better feel for actually the device or the app in a mobile device itself. And I'll use this marker to highlight the areas. So this is as I said, this is where the actual demo is going to actually show on the system. Okay. So what is Mobile X? Well, firstly, it's a progressive web app. And what a progressive web app is that it's a web-based application, but it uses some of the newer technologies to behave like a normal application. And we'll show you how you can add it to your home screen as well. We can set up that it does an auto log on. So one of the big complaints about the mobile app, and even we had this in the past, was where people have to log in every time. So they'd log out, the session may die, they have to log in again, put in their password. And we're trying to make passwords far more complicated these days and secure than they have been before. And so it can be difficult to keep and frustrating from a user experience to keep adding in your password. So we have it that system will store your password on the client and actually just automatically log you in. And that's the experience you have when you're using the likes of Facebook and those type of tools. It works as much as possible like a native app. It's not on your app store, but it can be. It is on your. It does remember where it was when you reopen it. Unlike a native app, it can be extended. So with native apps, you're really kind of stuck with what you've got essentially there that they give you. But with Mobile X, it allows you to build on, to add screens, customize the actual system itself. And this is really where Sage CRM has its strength as a platform itself, you know. So in the video now, I'm going to show you is basically the logon screen and how to add it to the actual home screen itself. So in this instance, actually, I'll just wind it back then. In this instance here, what we have is where we're going to click on this area here. This is our options. And essentially then what we're going to do is get our options to add this to the screen. So you can see, you'll see it then pop up in a moment. Add to home screen is there on the bottom. We then can leave it by the default name, which is Mobile X, so you can put in your own name. So in this case, I just put in my own name to show you how this is done. And then it's added into the screen there. So you can see it. If I stop the video there, you can see then there's the actual Mobile X app that appears on the system. So it looks now, to all intents and purposes, like any of these other apps that are here on the system. So if I play the video on again, and when we open that now, you'll notice one difference is it's not opening in the browser, it's opening in an app-like experience. So again, then at this point, then the user can log in, they can check the remember password and auto log on. And when you log in the first time, it will actually load up some metadata into the system. It doesn't do this every time, it's just the first time. So again, we're just using this to show you the experience. And then you're into the core application itself. And of course, you know, you can go into different things like the history, for example. I'll cover them later. But you can go back in then. I think what I was trying to illustrate here was that you can actually close the application itself, close the application, go into a screen, close the application, go back in, and it remembers where you are. So it's a real app-like experience. Okay, and as I said, it is a platform. So and you can, if this example here shows a summary screen, a company summary screen, as you can see here. And these screens can be customized, of course, as well. So we go through some of the standard features. We've the calendar as well. So we're just going to change to the 5th of May, which is today, the 5th of May. And you can see then you've got your calendar information displaying here. And this is linked directly to your CRM calendar. The system itself, it does require a live connection to the system, but everyone's got this these days on their 5G systems. And you can, of course, change. I'm going to show you now how you can change the user. So if you have permission to look at another user's calendar, you can actually do that. And you, of course, can change the date as well. And even you can drill down into, you'll see us drill down then into the particular items as well. So here we're changing the user, and you can see then I've looked at Brian Little's user, and I can go back to my own user then as well, and I can see. So it allows you to actually look at other people's calendars again if you have permission to do this. And of course, you can change the actual date on the system too. You can also then view entities in the system. So I think I reset the item there. So you can in the system, then we have a search area. Actually, just to show you this, we've expanded the meeting details. So this is a customizable screen within Sage CRM. So within Sage CRM, you can go into the normal screen customization functions and actually show the details here as well. So you can customize what's being shown. And of course, each of these links, anything that's an icon is a link that you can open a new screen. Okay, so there is the search area in the system here. As you can see, then we're typing into this search area here. And the system by default will search across all the main entities in the system. But there is the option then, of course, to change this and actually filter it. To actually filter, so you just search on one particular entity. So you can see it searches on all entities, but you can change it to search on just a company, for example. And once you get your list, then once you click on the icon, it'll actually bring you then into that particular entity itself. And in this screen, what we show by default is any of the contact information. So all the phone numbers and all the email addresses for this particular company. And in fact, the link to the primary person. And if you click on this, it'll bring you to that person. We also show a summary then of when the last communication was, sales value, and any open sales and any open cases. And again, the idea is to give a real summary of what's going on. And in here, if you click on this link, it'll actually pass in the address into your Google Maps on your iPhone or your Android phone, and it's just an easy way to actually look up the data. So of course you can actually create new entities off of these as well. So in this example, then we clicked on, I'll just wind back there. We clicked on this particular button here, the plus button, and what this does is it pops up then the actual options we have. And you can see then what we have here then are the options to actually to log an email, phone, create an appointment task, create a new company, create an opportunity. What's important here in this example here is we're going to show you how we create an opportunity. And the key thing here is that it's going to show you, it's going to bring in the context that we created from. So you can see then in our new screen that we've been prompted to fill in, we've got the company filled in because that was the context we came in. So it remembers the context you came in, and that's kind of important for entity things like opportunities and cases, for example. So we can just fill in the details. Of course, if you're on your phone, you can dictate. You can use this area option here, which is a normal phone feature, to actually talk and have the system put the information in. So we just fill in some data. Again, this is the demo, so we're going to through it fairly quickly. And once you fill that in, then you can just click the tick up here on the top right to actually change the data. And you can see then you get all your options that are in Sage CRM. So when we imported that metadata earlier, it's bringing that data in. So again, it's really just to speed up, because Sage CRM really is built on metadata. If you listen to David's presentation earlier, he referenced this, and we utilize this as well. And again, this screen here itself, the new screen and this screen here can be customized, and they're available for two customized right within Sage CRM. And of course, what we've done here then is we've clicked, because we've clicked on this, it goes into our history. The history is a common thing across Mobile X and Accelerator. And what in fact it is it's kind of like your recent list that never goes away. So your recent list typically will have 5, 10, 15 items on it, and it'll, pop off the oldest one and put on the new one. With the history tracking in the system, you can see exactly what users looked at what. Once they're using Accelerator Mobile X, and it remembers who they looked at. So you can go back and say, I was talking to such and such 2 weeks ago, who was it? You can go back and see exactly who you looked at on those particular weeks. And again, it just makes it easy from an end user point of view to navigate and get to the data, get to their data, because there's a lot of data in your CRM system, especially if you've integrated with your ERP system. And really our focus is very much on the user experience, because users decide if a CRM system lives or dies. I think Danny touched on that earlier about, user adoption is key, and really it is key, and it's very much the focus of our products. Is it easy to use? And really we judge our success by how many of our clients stay with Sage CRMs and stay with us. And bookmarks also. So yeah, so you can bookmark an item also as well. And really, bookmarking is kind of like, I suppose in Sage CRM, it's your favorites. Our stuff kind of predated that a little bit, so we have these bookmarks, and essentially you can bookmark any type of entity. And again, it's about prioritizing. You can add and remove bookmarks, and about prioritizing access to your data in the system. And the bookmarks menu is available along the bottom here. And I perhaps should have pointed out, actually, I'll just let the demo run through again. That in the bottom area, you have like the footer area, which is kind of like core menu. And then in the top area up here, we typically have the context menu. So this would refer to kind of this area, whatever's in this area here. Then you have your action menu, and of course your search button. So one of the features we have then is a pipeline. So you're probably familiar in Sage CRM itself, you've got a pipeline that you can go into. It gives you a full view, what stage your opportunities are at. And this is especially useful if you're using things like workflow, but even if you're not. And what we have done is added in the sales and cases pipeline into the system. And we've actually implemented these as plugins. And so we ship all the source code for these plugins with it. So you can see exactly how they work. And what it actually allows you to do in this instance is, if you have permission, and again, this is all to do within Sage, if you have permission, you can change what user's pipeline. So you can view other users' pipeline. You can see the legend, which describes this is your pipeline. So we have a limited real estate, so we try and make as good a use as we can. And you can see then we use the colors then to kind of signify what they are, and you can click into any of these items by clicking on the icon to actually bring you into that particular entity, or that particular record, I should say. So you can see then we're clicking in this case. Let me just wind that back for you there. Whoops, apologies, I've gone back. So in the video, I actually click on these particular areas here, and these are actually what we use to filter the actual screen itself. And then we click on this to change the actual user as well. So you can see then it tells us 3 of them are lead, 1 is qualified, and we click on the qualified, then it gives us that. We click on the lead, it just gives us the lead. It filters out all those particular items in that case. And we can change the user. We click on the users, and we can then select the user. And we selected Brian Little, and you can see his pipeline is slightly different. He's got 3 in negotiating, for example. And again, we can filter on those. So from a management point of view, it allows you to actually really dig deep into your CRM system. And the same applies for cases, as you can see here. We've got the cases, and we can navigate the cases. Pretty much the same idea. And again, you can see what stage different cases are at in the system. It is also then to actually add a photograph to a particular item. So this is useful where you've got something like an opportunity or a case. If you have someone on the road doing cases, you may want to take a photograph of a particular issue. So in this case, we're going to take a photograph of something that was on my desk, which is a watch, and we'll upload this against the actual case itself. So that goes on the record against the case. And it's really about expanding CRM to really encompass all aspects of it, not have bits in CRM and bits in Dropbox or Drive or one of these things. And you can also then, of course, download those particular items as well, if you wish. For an opportunity, in the case of an opportunity, you may want to just show. You may be out at a site, for example, and you may need to evaluate a particular site and just check, if you're putting up solar panels, is it actually going to work? And you may take photographs to let engineers to decide if they will work. Next up, one of the features we've introduced is the scanning of business cards, and we use a mix of AI. I'm using Amazon's AWS AI engine to actually scan the card and actually parse out the data. And this is ideal for trade shows and meetings, as you mentioned. So within Sage CRM, this is implemented as a plugin just to show you how you can expand the system itself. We just take a photograph of an actual business card, so I've just used my own. And a business card, if it has more information like address, that's even better. Once it gets uploaded, it's read by an OCR AI engine, and then it actually puts it into another engine which actually tries to parse out the company name, to try and figure out and best guess. And what it'll actually do is, in fact, show you, if I actually just go back a little bit, you can see then straight away what we actually show on the screen is what data has been matched. So we've got the company name, the title. So didn't find a title because there wasn't one on it. The email, you can see the phone number. That looks a bit wrong. We'll fix that. The website, so it takes a guess at that. If there was an address, it would fill in the address. So the AI engine tries to guess as best it can what the data is in the system that the actual card has. And if you run on, we can actually click on these links here. You can see these ellipses here, and it'll give us all the data. And it allows us to actually correct the data. So you can see then I can also then enter in default data, but equally then I can look at all the other data, and I can see this is all the data parsed out by the AI engine in this instance. So you can see it got my email, it parsed different numbers, and I passed the number different ways. And this is what it returned in raw format. And what this allows us to do is actually then pick and choose and actually fix up the AI engine, right? So we select one that changes the phone number to the correct phone number. And at this point then we can click on the lead option. And what it does then is it takes all the information and fills it in, company name, last name, email, phone number, into the lead screen. And what you can actually do with this is create a lead or company or or a person as well. If there is a match already, it will in fact show you the match already as well. And at this point then, if you're in, this example is a trade show, you're in the trade show, you want to fill in some of the details. Yeah, and then just save the actual record itself. And of course you can dictate into, because you're on your phone, you can dictate into it. And you just hit the check on the top right hand corner to save the record. And that's it saved. So it's easy, it's relatively easy to get the data into CRM. And that's really kind of key to our thinking with MobileX. And with Accelerator, as we've Accelerator session later on, the same idea is just about making it easy for end users to get into the session or get the data in. So we are pushing MobileX as a platform for you to deliver real solutions. We've shown you the pipelines. I'm going to show you now some ERP data. So we also now ship some example plugins with source code on how to actually integrate with Sage 300 data, for example. But you can also then integrate Power BI, Crystal Reports, and even the website, just a URL. So again, we ship all this with it. We try and make it as easy as possible to actually implement these particular items and add menus. And you can add menus, and these are not out of the box. So this is not out of the box. None of these are out of the box. These are all implemented as add-ins. And really, I'm showing you these here today because to show you actually the power of actually the potential of as a toolkit that MobileX really gives you. Again, to deliver real solutions. So in this, we're going to show you one of the integrations we've done with the Sage 300 data, where this summarizes the sales this year. And you can see then it breaks it down, number of orders, the amount, and we actually contrast this year with last year. So you can see then, if I run it again, you'll see the graph changes as it gets loaded, loads first year, loads the second year then, and it allows you to compare. And so if you're a manager, you can straight away have access to these tools and actually see how you're doing right from within your mobile phone. And this is shipped full source code as an example with the product. It's not out of the box, but it's shipped with it as such that you can see the source code and you can change this. If you have a different ERP system, again, you can just take this and change it and create a plugin yourselves, or we do it. Oh yeah, so I think I'm making the point here that the pipeline is also a plugin. So again, that we've created, and again, the source code goes with this also. So this is the ERP sales this year versus last year. We also have then the top salespeople. So we have a salespeople, and again, these are on the footer menu because they're not specific to an entity. They're actually just core to the actual business itself. So you would probably lock these down to only certain individuals. But you can see then how useful that is. If I'm a boss on the road, I can just check how my business is doing. If you want to go into a particular entity, the example you have here, we actually showed some of the 300 ERP data. So you can see then this is the data, a screen straight from the ERP system, and you can see then there, if I'm going to visit a client, what's the actual credit limit? What's the balance due? And I don't have to call back to the base and say and ask these questions and try and remember it. I have that information right there in front of me, as you can see. And potentially even we show some invoices next, a list of invoices. And it might be the last 10 invoices, and so you can see exactly what the activity is. So you're going in better prepared to these meetings with a better mechanism to even record then the meeting, the details of the meeting, right from within MobileX itself. And as I said, we ship the source code with that, that's available also. Yeah, so what I haven't shown you here is like a Power BI integrated with it or Crystal Reports, but that is possible. Also, we have actually done that. We actually ship, I think, a Crystal Reports example with it. So licensing wise, it is per seat, but the number of seats does not have to match the Sage CRM seat count. So that's important in terms of, if you're going on site, not everyone needs a mobile solution. Not everyone's on the road. They may be on a desktop, and so we don't restrict. We're aware of that. We don't make it hard to sell or purchase Mobile X. So who are we? CRM together. Oh, we didn't position my CRM together correctly, but anyway. So we're around since 2009. We sell primarily through the Sage Partner Channel, but you can come direct if you're interested. We have a distributor in Germany. Ralph is there. You can see Ralph on the right. That's me in the middle. And Magella O'Connor is also with us. She's there on the left as you look at the screen. So please talk to us if you want to know more information. And of course, we're online later on at 3:45 with the Accelerator Outlook integration as well. Our email is sagecrm@crmtogether.com, and you can see our Twitter handle. We'll be online all day in the social lounge. So again, you can come in there, ask private questions as well. Actually, before we kind of wrap up, I do have one question in. Can this be integrated with a third-party two-factor solution, i.e. Duo? That's a good question. I don't actually know. I have used Duo actually on another site. I don't know. I have to look into that. The actual username and password, it does log into Sage CRM itself, the system, when it's logging in. So you are really connected to Sage CRM. Mobile X is really built on the Sage CRM API. So we are logging in to that. We actually log into the web services. So whether it could be on top of that, at the moment, the answer is probably no, not at the moment, but maybe it's something that could happen later on, as the world does require things to get more secure. So right now the answer is no. I have another question. Hang on a second. If I can get my questions out. Can scan of business cards be linked to marketing campaigns? Yeah, you could actually, as it's a lead. As it's, you could put it in as a lead, and you could, in theory, then create a marketing campaign from that. I'm assuming that's what you mean there, Michael. Someone missed the name of the app. It's Mobile X. John, I think Duo needs Windows single sign-on, and CRM doesn't have that. Yeah, you may be correct. I suppose that the tech in me is starts thinking of solutions to problems, but I guess I don't have one right away. But yeah, maybe you're correct. Have we any plans to migrate to native apps? That's from Costi. Maybe. We'll see. We have done some things, all right. Howard's asking, can you say how much it is per license? I can't actually say. We sell in different regions using the native currency, Howard. So if you want to just pop us an email, we will share pricing with you that way as well. One other question is from Chris. Can you send information to Sage 300 from the mobile? You could, Chris. Yeah, you can. I mean, it's a platform, as I said, so you can code that information to actually to send it to Sage 300. We actually did an implementation. One of the first ones we did with Mobile X, where actually an order is sent into the Sage 300 system. It uses their ASP API that they had, their COM API, I should say, and that's still running on a particular site where they create orders in Mobile X. It's a really heavily customized version of Mobile X, where they took out a lot of core features, and they just really have this solution for ordering. You can actually see a study of it on our website. It's in a case study. I'm pretty sure we talk about. Edwin is asking, is the software web-based only? Yes, it is. It's a web app. It's a progressive web app, PWA. If you Google that, you'll see exactly what type of software that is, and what it means, what a PWA means versus, say, a native app, for example. So yeah, one thing that a native app has that we don't have at the moment is notifications. We've been working towards different solutions to try and kind of work around that as part of the system, and we've done various things that have worked, but we just haven't quite released them yet. But as the product itself, it continues to grow, as people use it, as needs arise, you know. So yeah, we're always open to ideas and changing. As I said, it's a live product. We invest heavily in Mobile X, and the nice thing about a progressive web app is, you know, it works on any device. You know, we don't have to go into an app store. We don't have to worry about, for example, if we were on the Apple App Store, you wouldn't really be allowed to customize the system. It would be kind of, here's what you get out of the box, and that's one of the big disadvantages uh, that you have, you know, with this, you know. Another question is the video you presented available for download? Oh yeah, so this will all be available for download. It's going to be on the YouTube channel. So yeah, and I will provide the deck as well, also after this, Michael. So you can definitely have access to that. Paul's asking, does the app have an offline mode? It doesn't at the moment, Paul, but it is heavy in our thoughts, and we have done some proof of concept stuff there. So I think we will get there. But it doesn't have one at the moment. All right, so I suppose I'd better wrap it up. But again, we'll be on the social channel. If you have any questions, please email us as well. I just want to say, here are some resources as well if you want to have a look. We have our online help, all our products. It's mobilex.crmtogether.com. We have our Vimeo channel as well. We have some open source. If you go to our website, actually, you'll see we have some open source that might be of interest to people too. And of course, our partner portal. And I just want to say thank you to Danny and the team at Cumulus, and to Sage, David and Jeff for giving us the opportunity here to work with them on this. It's been a great experience. And yeah, we'll just wrap it up there. I see a few more questions and we'll answer them offline later on. So I think I'm over time. So yeah, thanks again, everyone. And I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions or anything, absolutely let us know. We'd love to engage with you. Okay, have a great day. Thanks again.